course of Their Majesty Smoky and Guinevere.
I'm gonna be moving a lot, don't forget.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming. We have a bit of business before we continue on with today's battles. We will commence with that forthright.
Their Majesties call into their presence Conall of Doibhilen.
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, assembled nobles and friends from throughout the known world, this is Conall, Squire to Count Raven, who is Squire to Duke Sean, Kirkpatrick Tarragon, who is Squire to Duke Brian Tarragon, who is Squire to Sir Robert Despencer, a mighty lineage indeed. From east to west, his sword is known. Countless times in fierce war bands has his sword struck hard against the steel and pries of his foes. He presents himself to the crown of Artemisia this day.
Before we continue with business with this man,
Your Lordship,
I'm gonna go to the other side.
before we receive your answer,
Sorry.
there's a bit of business that you must attend to first.
Count Raven, please come forward.
Conall, I have asked from you
Thank you.
I have put you upon every amber.
Sorry, that was my Starfy.
I have found you meeting every request I have ever asked of you. At this time, your and my business is done. However, let us be frank.
Your Lordship, we sent you on vigil at our crown tournament and asked you to consider a question: whether you will accept admittance into the Order of Chivalry, and in what fashion you would like to enter this order. Do you have an answer for us today?
I will, Your Majesty, and I will enter as a knight.
Very good. We find that you are a man of great drengskapner, tremendous honor, a worthy foe on the battlefield, and therefore it is our privilege to allow you to enter this order this day. Do we have a belt? The chivalry may come and join this man as well. I'm very kind. I'm most kind.
I'm gonna scoot up.
I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Is there a royal peer present who will speak to this man?
Sorry. Sorry, Raven.
Your Majesty, I, Duke Timur, will speak to this man as his representative as a royal peer. This gentleman I've watched grow in SCA. One of the best things that you need when you are on the throne is sound counsel. This man is the epitome of words that I want to hear when I don't want to hear them and need to hear. His counsel throughout the years, not just to myself, but to others who have ruled this land, has been indispensable. His heart and his soul is truly remarkable. Your Majesty, as a royal peer of this land, I do endorse this counsel.
Is there a member of the Order of the Laurel that will speak for this man?
Maybe if I can get it out. I've known Conall for quite a long time, and he embodies all the virtues of
Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican that would speak for this man?
Your Majesty, I shall speak. I am Master Reared at Borston of the Order of the Pelican. I have known Conall since his very earliest days in the society. For a time, I was his mentor. He did not require it. The very fiber of his being is that of service. I have watched him serve his people of the barony, the kingdom, our society, oftentimes abandoning his own renown, his own training, for the purpose of other people. The very definition of a pelican. Speaking for the Order of the Pelican, I can speak with confidence and highly commend it.
Is there a member of the Order of the Masters and Mistresses of Defense that would speak for this man?
Your Majesty, my name is Master Lawrence Bacon, and I would speak on his behalf. As Your Majesty knows, I cannot speak to his prowess on the field. He does not fight rapier. I cannot speak to his service because the Pelicans have already spoken of that, or of his art, as the Laurels have. I can tell you, this man once shoved me. And he shoved me to put himself in harm's way so I was not. This is not a made-up story. This is something that happened and startled me because another heavy fighter bared down into him. That would have caused me grave injury, and instead he took it for himself. I can speak on defense, and Conall defends. Conall has put himself in harm's way, real life harm's way, for others, and I have witnessed this countless times, at fighter practice, at events. And nothing speaks more to me than that. Conall is strong the way we expect our knights to be strong. He lifts others. He protects others. He has done everything that I have witnessed has already been spoken of. And I hope you will know how heartily we of the Order, whom I have spoken to, avow and wish to see this man become a knight.
Is there a member of the populace that would speak for this man?
Yes, Your Majesty, I would. You'll please. Just pointed at him. So, I apologize. I have to read my words for...
No, you're fine.
Okay. Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, populace near and far. I have traveled many, many kingdoms and have met hundreds, maybe even thousands of Scadians in my 20+ years. And in those many years, many miles, and many meetings, few have made as lasting an impression as the man kneeling before you today. Conall is one of the most supportive, kindest, and well-grounded people I have ever met. When he was the Knight Marshal for Loch Solon, I had the pleasure of serving with him as the Loch Solon's Rapier Marshal. Whenever I needed advice on how to handle a situation, Conall was the first person I sought out. I vented an issue to him. I would say to him what my options would be and told him which ones would work best. And he would usually reply, "That sounds good. I'll back you up however you need." But every once in a while, he'd give me the look. Everybody knows the Conall look, which I've come to interpret it as that is an option, but maybe there's a better one. His quiet presence is one that is always reassuring and can also be a bit sobering. I remember one time I was having issues with one of the fighters and they began raising their voice when I pulled them aside to counsel them on the issue that was happening. As I attempted to explain to this young fighter why I pulled them aside and why I was correcting them, the fighter kept raising his voice over me. And then all of a sudden, he was looking over my shoulder and he stopped. And I finished what I was saying and the young person said, "Thank you." I knew Conall was there. I knew his presence was there. And I knew he was there because I could feel him walk up behind me. Conall is a man of few words, but when he talks, people listen. He has always given wise counsel that is not only honest, but is also passionate. As a result, I have grown to become very deeply, or have a very deep regard for him and trust him with my life. I have never met a better candidate for the knighthood as this man. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that would speak for this man?
Brothers, this man kneels before the king. How many of you have fought this man? How many of you have looked across the line and said, prowess? How many of you have seen his generosity, largesse, loyalty, franchise, courtesy, faith? All of these have been spoken to, and all of these are evident. I can not but stand beside him and endorse this choice.
Stop trying to serve, man.
This water cleanses you and renews you. For now, you begin a new journey in the society, and you begin again.
There's how.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Bring forth the belt.
This belt was made specifically for you to start your own lineage on it. Present this.
White belt is the traditional symbol of chivalry and honor, not only within the society, but dating back to medieval times. It is with the white belt that you are seen across the field as a mighty opponent, that you are seen in court as a man of dignity and honor, and that you may be identified for all your rights and all your wrongs. Are there spurs for this man?
Majesty, these spurs are a gift from His Excellency Raven, handmade at great peril. Blood was drawn in the crafting of these spurs. Once we do it. Conall, the spurs of a knight are one of the most tangible symbols that we have relating to the Order of Chivalry historically. The word chivalry comes from the French word chevalier, which means horsemanship. Remember always that these spurs are a symbol of your right and your duty, that you may ride openly in the name of the crown. Be always mindful of the responsibility that comes along with your rank.
Is there a sword for this man?
Yes, there is, Your Majesty. Conall, this sword has been your sword for a very long time. It is one of the outward symbols of our order. Not only is it used to defend, but also to to attack. There will be times when you will be called upon to not just defend your crown, your kingdom, your loved people, but to attack in their name. Your Majesty, I present this display to you.
In period times, it was the privilege of the Lord who had trained the squire to gird him with the sword. I will give this to your former knight. Take him to the
Just wrap it twice.
That's all right, we'll fill it in.
That can be taken in one of several ways.
Yep.
Is there a chain for this man?
It's back here.
This sword? This sword is King's justice. This sword has two edges, one that strikes and one that spares. And upon this sword of state, the King of Artemisia, you will swear your oath to us and to the society.
I, Conall, make this oath. From this hour forward, I shall defend the crown and the kingdom of Artemisia. And I shall be in the forefront of fierce battle. Coming to war call. Carrying my weapons. And when no battle causes the war horn to blow, I will not rest. But will work to grow the kingdom. Share my talents. And offer wise counsel. As I may. I do swear these things by my honor upon this sword and before these noble witnesses. May this sword smite me. May my own edge twist and turn against me. Should I fail to keep this oath.
And we, Floki,
I'm Guinevere.
hear and accept this oath as the crown of Artemisia. Conall, I dub you once for chivalry. I dub you twice for honor. I dub you Knight of the Society for Creative Anachronism. Conall, this is the last blow you'll accept unanswered. Please rise. Congratulations, brother.
Artemisia, their majesties present to you Sir Conall, newest Knight of the Society. Vivat! 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 Vivat!
I was born on the shield.
I was born on Blissfield, I was raised in the wars, and one day they did make me a knight. Though one day my sword may grow rusted and gold, I will live for my own till I die. I was born on Blissfield, I was raised in the wars, and one day they did make me a knight. Though someday my sword may go rusted and old, I will live for my own till I die.
War struck the country and the king was in flight, and his knights, they could not win the day. Went on to the field, ran an old aged knight, and as he charged, the lines they heard him say,
You were born on Blissfield, you were raised in the wars, and one day they did make you a knight. Though one day your swords may grow rusted and old, you will live by your oath till you die.
rallied and slayed all their foes. They began to count their dead. They found the old man there in circles, and these last words unto his king he said,
I was born on Blissfield, I was raised in the wars, and one day they did make me a knight. Though it seems my sword has grown rusted and old, I have lived by my oath till I die.
Here in recess is the Majesty's court.